Hello, everybody. This is the new show, the second show on it. Happy half hour. So we do a half hour show where we do not, this is the only time I say it, where we do not talk about football. It is a sideshow from football where we just have half an hour of fun. We do the show so you can get involved. So we do want loads of you to put stuff in the comments so we can probably get it on the screen. So we like to play along with you. This show, it's always going to be different sometimes. This show's like the last one where we're just warming up on stuff where we're just going to ask questions about yourself. We want your answers. Me and Russ are going to give ours, and we want your answers on the screen. How are we doing, Russ? You all right?
I'm good. Thanks for inviting me on. I'm looking forward to talking to you for this half hour.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cracker. I've got a few questions. The answers will probably be funny. Some of them are just going to be interesting, just normal answers in life. Just retweeting now that we're live.
Okay.
Get on it, people. Get in the comments. We do want you to get involved. It will just be a bit of fun for you. Every Tuesday night, 9:00, we're going to be here. It is just going to be a bit of fun for you. Right. So let's get on with it then, Russ. Let's see let's see who's in the comments first. Where are you all? Are you in the comments? Yes, Lulu is in the house. Paws is in the house. Make sure you get involved. We do like people to play along with this. Thank God for that. Yes, we are here. So just play along. Some cracking questions. We get to know you. You get to know us, and we can have a bit of a laugh with it. Of course we can. Right. Let's drop this first question then. What have we got? You never know what the question's going to be, do you, Russ?
No.
Yes. So the first question. If you had to change your name, what would you change your name to?
Wow, that's a great one. That's a great question. So my name is Russell Michael Goldman. Okay. And if I was to have my way, I can't stand my first name. So I would have reversed it. I would have been Michael Russell Goldman. I would have gone with Michael. In fact, there was an argument, I want to say, all the way up to my birth of my name. And it was going to be Michael, and they changed it at the last minute. Family pressure. So I would have named myself Michael.
Michael, so you look like you had that ready, Russ. You've already planned. Are you tempted to change your name? You had it already, didn't you?
I have been over the years because I can't stand the name Russell. I'm just being honest there. Can't stand the name.
I like it.
I go by Russ. I don't know. I've never liked Russell. I've never liked it.
I don't call you Russell. I call you Russ in my head. Like and I like it. I like.
Well, that's why I like you. That's why I like you.
I asked. I just said to my partner to get you one up before. Oh, I'll ask Russ to go on the show, and I think it sounds pretty good, Russ. Yeah, the name. I do like the name Russ. Get your answers in the comments to the question as well. We want to hear what you would change your name to. So let us know what you'd change your name to. Do you know what I'd change my name to?
To what?
Fernandez. Fernandez.
Okay. Why Fernandez?
Well, this is not me. I'm not going to say the word. We know the word that the F word. But we had a player that was called Manuel Fernandez.
Okay.
And I had it on the back of my top. I had Fernandez on the back of my top when I was at college. And all my passwords was Fernandez as well. So I put Fernandez. I thought that's not a password someone's going to have. So I had my password Fernandez. And I liked it. It was on the back of my top. And I think it sounds romantic, doesn't it? I thought it's probably
I like that. I like that.
Probably a name that I thought sounds like one chicks would dig. Fernandez. Got to think of that a little bit, haven't you, as well? You have got to think about that a little bit.
Yeah. No, I like that. I told you before we started doing this is that, talking about names, I named my son. I'm one of those parents, me and my wife, that named our kid after a famous athlete. So we are huge fans of the New England Patriots. So I named my son after Tom Brady. Today's his birthday. He's 17, and his name's Brady. He's named after Tom Brady. So I'm one of those, like I said, parents that does that. But that was our tribute to the New England Patriots.
No, I do like that one as well. I do like that one. I have got a girl on the way. 8 weeks' time, I'm having a baby girl.
Oh, that's great.
We're calling her Eiley. Eiley. So it's Eilee. So do you know that song? Come on, Eileen. My
Yes,
God,
yeah, of course I do. Of course I do.
I used to
Dexy's
sing.
Midnight
My
Runners.
my grandma's passed away. Bless her. I know it's happy hour, but she's passed away, and this is going to be the first kid born that I've like. The others was born when my grandma was alive. So we're calling it instead with Eileen. My grandma didn't like, but Eileen, we thought get rid of the N, and
I like that.
Eiley is a good name. So we're calling it Eiley. If we was gonna, the reason I'm saying this is because if we was gonna have a boy, we was gonna call him Bryson. So I thought that was a good name.
That's
Bryson.
a good name too. I like that name.
Right. So that is the name. Let's have a look at what names you've got in the comments. Paul has said, I believe LeBron James. I might be able to get his money.
Okay.
Wow, congrats, Dan. Yeah, 8 weeks. It's just C-section, so it's C-section, so it's booked in.
Yeah.
She's due to have it around Christmas Day, but the C-section is booked in 1 week after Christmas. So you can guarantee it's not going to go to plan. It's going to be probably early and on Christmas Day to mess up my Christmas. Right, the names, that's all the names coming. Get involved in the comments. Please get involved. We do this for you as well, so get involved. We want to know what name yours was. We'll move on to the next question now.
Okay.
Of course we will. Right, next question. Let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah, Fernandez. I think
I like it.
Fernandez.
I like it. Yeah.
I like yours as well. I do like Russ, but I did like your other name as well.
Yeah.
Right, on to question number 2. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Okay, so I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, but it would be London. And it has to do, but my story has more than just to do with Fulham, because I've always been fascinated since I was a young child with England and, of course, London. So for me, it would hands down be London. I think for me, my growing up, I listened to most of the music I listened to was British. It was mostly British. And I grew up in the 80s, so I grew up in a time when there was so much British music that I love. I can go back to the best band I've ever listened to will still be the Beatles, not my favorite. But I think for me, it's not just a Fulham thing, but it's also an entertainment and culture thing for me. I've been to London twice now, and I love the city. It feels like me. It's massive. But for me, I would live in London. Hands down, I wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, it's a good answer. It is a good answer. I think, I mean, you've been there. Yeah, I couldn't live in London because it's busy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be homely enough for me. Probably,
but where I live,
right,
where I live, I'm used to that pace because I live outside of Boston.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, for me, like it'd be like saying London would come under the same category as New York for me. Do you know where it's a really good place. There's loads of stuff to do, but it's all town. And I'd probably go somewhere country.
Okay.
I'd like to go to like the rodeos and stuff like that. I'm going probably Texas or somewhere like that. Or yeah, because personally, I'd want like a nice house that's not too big, but got land round it.
Yep.
Farmland round it, horses for the kids and stuff like that, and just mountains would be nice. I could ride the horses up the mountains, Russ. I'm not the best at riding, but I'd give it a go. Ride the horses up the mountains every so often, round the cattle up, and I think that'd be a good life for me. I would. Well, I'd love that.
I can just tell you, as someone that has spent a little bit of time recently driving back and forth between Texas and Oklahoma, because my daughter goes to school at the University of Oklahoma, I can tell you that Texas is a truly wonderful state, in my opinion, and it'll offer all that you're talking about. And everything is bigger in Texas. That's the reputation. And I'm just telling you, you would get that piece of land And I think it'd be a great place to live. I'm there with you on that. I see why you would say Texas.
Yeah, go to the rodeo, Heartland. I just watch
The
a couple
rodeo.
of country films like that. We have got in the building. I'm going to chuck him on this question as well.
Hi, how we doing?
Here he
Wow.
is.
Come on here. It's not just me. This is my friend Skadoosh.
Hello.
At the moment, I'm not even in a town, am I? I'm in a little area outside Portsmouth, and Skadoosh lives in in an abandoned care home. So very apt for Halloween. I'm while talking, downloading one or two pictures to show you. So it's interesting, isn't it?
It's interesting. It used to be. I mean, I don't want to say it's. I have never seen a ghost. I've never seen anything haunted in here. But it was one place that's going to be haunted. It's going to be this place. It was originally a war hospital after the Second World War, and then a care home for people, obviously in the last throes of their life. So, yeah,
and it smells like it as well.
It's a scary place.
It is
very interesting. Very interesting.
It is. So we had the tour.
Yeah,
had the tour earlier. There are some rooms that are questionable.
Smell wise, certainly.
Smell wise, and there was one attic room that we found.
I mean, it looked like something out of Hostel or out of a Saw movie. It was,
like Alcatraz or something.
And more like Ed Gein's house or Ted Bundy's.
Okay.
Yeah,
There was a workbench and a vice. So and
a lot of Christian iconography.
Very religious.
Lots of pictures of Jesus.
So So we made it. Dan's doing what Dan does, or Dan has done. So I'm just going to throw his next question on Russ.
Okay, go ahead.
So, no, we can't say the F word.
No, we don't,
because it's half an hour, so we don't want to say the F word. But the your third one, Dan.
I'm back.
Okay, he's back.
Your top two sports, but not the F word.
Okay. So for me, it's going to be American football.
It's a good question.
And basketball. So for me, it would be the NFL that I follow here, and the NBA, which is for me, it would be the Boston Celtics. So for me, it would be, and I played both of them. It would be American football and basketball.
They are good ones, to be fair. They are good ones. I used to play basketball, so I do like basketball.
Yeah,
I don't watch basketball, but I did play basketball quite decent. Do you know what I mean? But I don't watch it.
They talk to each other in their headsets.
Paul, I chuck this one on you as well.
Dan,
We've got 30 minutes. We've got to blast through it. Your top two, and you're not allowed the F. Obviously, get involved in the comments as well.
Other sports other than football. Oh God, it is.
That you actually would watch. You know what I mean? That you would actually. That's on. I'm booking out some time to sit down and watch that.
Yeah, I would. I'd watch a bit of rugby league. Rugby union, I don't. Yeah, it's now. Rugby league, I'd watch, and oh God, another one. Jesus,
What do you watch when the Olympics are on?
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'd watch races. I'd watch athletics. I'd watch
Would you watch the breakdancing?
I'd watch the breakdancing.
Not the breakdancing. That's a Halloween thing. That's crazy.
I would go.
I
was trying to think. The only one that I actually sit down and watch at the moment tends to be MMA. Like I will, and the thing with MMA as well is that you can watch the women's fights and have them be just as, or if not more exciting and more thrilling and more technical than some of the male fights. Which is, if you're looking, I mean, in terms of sport and disparity, MMA seems to kind of almost have a degree of equality to it in terms of the finished product.
That's brutal. It is brutal.
Oh, I mean, watching the girls go each other, like the elbows and stuff, it's like. But then again, that's the thing. I struggle sitting down to watch NFL, if I'm honest, because of the stop and start nature of it a little bit.
I get that.
It's very British of us.
Very British.
It's very British of us, that, I think. What did you say, Dan?
See, mine sounds British. Now talking about British, I would say tennis.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm a big tennis fan, by the way. My son plays tennis. I'm a huge tennis fan.
I played tennis. Yeah, I was pretty good at tennis. I was not up my own arse here, but I was good at every sport. That's why I did like a degree in sport, because I was good. I did a degree in sport because I thought,
is that true, Paul? Is he good at all sports?
He said he tells me that he is, Russ. I mean, we got the thing. Dan's going to be a professional golfer in the next few weeks, I think, from what he's told me. So
yeah, that's a new.
You know,
see, I did want to say golf. I did want to say golf, but I haven't played it yet. I haven't played golf yet. Golf is a new thing that's just come into my life. It's a new thing that's just come into my life, and I am going to get into golf. And I do have a feeling that I am going to be famous at it. I'm not joking. I've been watching, and I can't see me not getting birdies. I've got a lot of power in my swing, and I haven't even tried yet with my swing, but I know I'm quite powerful up top. And I think I honestly do. I've watched a lot of YouTube golf at the minute, tubes and all that lot, and I do believe I'm going to be the man at golf. This is my one last opportunity to be famous at sport. But I'm not choosing golf as my thing. I'm going to choose tennis, and I'm going to choose snooker. Now, Paul seen me earlier. Well, if you've looked at one of my shorts, I broke and I potted every single ball for my break. So I am kind of unbeatable at pool. Snooker, I'm pretty good at as well. Yeah,
it's very different.
Snooker, I'm pretty good at.
It's like badminton. It's like badminton players playing tennis, and tennis players playing badminton. It is, mate. It's very different. It at golf. To be fair.
Right, on to our next question then, because we've got four on now. We need to chuck a couple of answers on, Paul. Chuck a couple of answers on.
I was going to say,
get them on.
Emma loves.
Is this half an hour?
Darts. Yes, the darts.
Didn't say the darts.
MMA. Love it.
Pause is a baseball Cubs fan for baseball. And does competitive gaming count? No, not a sport. Not a sport. Sorry. I did GCSE PE. I know what a sport is. That is not a sport. Even darts is a little bit.
Darts is on the edge, but
it's meant to be physical. It's got to be physical and involve skill.
Are you saying that
you don't have to be physical? It can be any. Darts is pretty physical, mentally physical.
Andy Forden and Phil Taylor were not athletes.
There are different types of athletes.
Yes, I know.
There are different types.
Young Trash Lord said table tennis and badminton.
Nice. Table tennis,
good sports.
My father-in-law played for Cheshire County at badminton. He was very good. Always tells me. F1 and Aussie rules for Danny. Pause baseball and WWE. Hey. There's a sport and a half, isn't it?
After if anyone saw that Vince McMahon documentary,
I still want to watch it.
It's incredible, honestly. It's really something else. In terms of the sport,
I do like WWE. To be fair,
it's from an athleticism point of view. There's no qualms about that.
Yeah,
but the injuries are real,
brutal.
Whether or not, I guess I'd call it a sport. Sport adjacent.
Paul says he saw Russ's face when he said he's
I did see that one. Yeah. Russ, he said Russ's face when he said he's a Cubs fan. Right, next question. We've only got 10 minutes. 10 minutes to blast out this happy half hour. This just shows that if we can't fit all this happiness. Exactly. If we can't fit all this happiness in half an hour, it just shows it's so easy to be happy in life, doesn't it? Right. Let's do this. Your bottom two sports. We've only got 10 minutes. We've got to blast through these questions.
Okay.
Bottom two sports. Get it in the comments.
Bottom two sports. I'm going to say, because I'm not a huge fan, believe it or not, of hockey. So I'm going to say hockey, and I'm gonna throw in NASCAR because I can't stand NASCAR. I do like Formula One, but I'm gonna say I do not like NASCAR. I think it sucks. So I'm gonna say the bottom two being hockey and NASCAR.
There is. We're going to blast through these. We're just going to give the answers on these because the last question, number 5, I want to get it on because I'm interested on everyone's answers on this. So we're going to blast through this one. My 2 is, and I know some people will go against me this because some people proper bum these sports, I tell you, but mine will be Formula One. Can't stand it.
Okay.
Can't stand Formula One. And I know a lot of people love Formula One. I don't know why I don't. Maybe because I'm not into cars. I don't know. The next one, I'm going to go for cricket. Can't stand cricket either. Can't watch cricket. Bores the heck out of me. And some people really, really do love cricket. Do you know what I mean? They really, really do love cricket. But I can't, for me, I just can't. I've tried so much. I can't watch Formula One and I can't watch cricket. And I really actually can't. It's paint dry stuff to me. They're my 2. Paul?
No, I'll let Skadoosh go next.
Well, mine are exactly the same as Dan's, to be absolutely honest. Although I'd probably actually go further to say NASCAR is far less interesting to me than Formula One. I think there's still an element of Formula One where there are some interesting elements just from an engineering standpoint. But I completely agree, Dan. I don't see any spectacle in cricket. There's no spectacle. There's no overhead kicks. There's no knockouts. It's just literally
no violence.
But exactly, there's no spectacle. There's nothing.
Russ, are you cricket, Russ?
No, I'm not. I'm not cricket. I haven't watched it enough to really have a judgment on it. Honestly, I grew up in baseball. I know they're similar, but I never really. It's funny because my next door neighbor, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago, they actually were into cricket, and believe it or not, in my neighborhood they'd play it, but I've never really gotten into it.
No, I'm not a fan of cricket. Yeah. Get the answers on the screen. Let's get Paul. Do you want to chuck them on quick, and then we've got on to the last question of the show.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure for mine, to be honest. I would end up saying something like equestrian. Do you know what I mean? Like show jumping or stuff like that. Horse racing's all right, not too bad, but
polo.
No, I don't know. There'll be some Olympic sport that'll just be shocking. I mean, breakdancing for a start off. Well done, but come on. Paul's was cricket and golf. Emma was F1 and cricket. Danny, MMA is just people knocking the shit out of each other. And Paul says cricket is the single most boring sport ever. It's there's a battle there, to be fair. But right, you want your number 5? Here we
I've
go.
just changed it. Yeah, number 5. I've just put 1. I did say 2. Yeah. So I put 1 because there's 4 of us to tell a story and we ain't got long. So, right. Okay. One funny thing. I put things because it was 2 funny things, but one funny thing that's happened in your life.
Okay.
Gone wrong.
Gone wrong?
Gone wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
Gone wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll do one quickly. I was in India traveling, and we decided to really try and make our money last as far as we could. So in terms of how much we were spending on a guest house or a hotel in India, we were trying to keep it really, really down. Let's just say this place was in the back of behind a rice paddy, and we walked in at about midnight, and the Tibetan guy who was running it walked us into the room. Showed us around. Instantly, 5 spiders bigger than my hand are in corners of the room. And I asked the guy straight to his face, will they bite? And he said, yes. I said, they'll kill you? He said, maybe. And then he left. And then he just left. So my wife at the time was staying outside the room. I went in just a pair of shorts and with a plastic chair to try and get up into the corner of this room. I found like a metal bowl to try and catch this thing, and I was just edging towards it, just out of reach. And then I stumbled and threw the bowl at it. It missed, it dodged, and then it jumped onto my chest.
No,
and my world ended.
No.
The world ended.
No. Big fear. Big fear.
Yeah, wasn't afraid
fear.
of heights before that.
Big fear. Russ, chuck it on you, Russ. What's yours? We've got 5 minutes left.
Okay, so mine actually is something that recently happened. So I was flying into Dallas, Texas. We were talking about Texas before, to then drive up to Oklahoma to visit my daughter. And it was me, my wife, and my mother-in-law. And my mother-in-law is just, let's just say, a very hard person to travel with. In fact, an impossible person to travel with. So quick story is this. We land, we go to the rental car place. We get to a row of cars. My wife picks this car. It's a Kia. We start backing out the car. She's like, listen, is the car on? And I said, I think it is. Everything's lit up. So we get to the exit where they check out the car. No one in my family has ever driven an electric vehicle before. It was an electric vehicle. It was an EV. My wife freaked out, and there were 10 cars behind us. They had to back all the cars out, and then we had to go back and find a gasoline car. So that actually, so think about all these angry people behind us. My wife is freaking out because she's like, because we didn't know how to charge an electric vehicle. So that's my funny story that it went wrong.
It's funny you mentioned that because Paul come to visit me and he didn't even bring his actual charger to charge his electric car. So it's funny you mentioned that. And he decided he'd come with an electric car without even a charger for it. So when we drove to every petrol station, and it was going down and down and down, and it come to a point where it said you've got 4 minutes left, and he had to make sure that he could get to the actual electric one in 4 minutes. Right, I'm going to jump on mine. We are going over, so mine is.
I'll say that was mine. All right, that was mine. So you can fit yours.
That was yours. Right, mine is me and my partner. You can't beat getting new bed sheets, can you? When you've got new bed sheets, you just get excited about going to sleep, don't you? New bed sheets. So we put the new bed sheets on and put all of them on. I think we cleaned the house before, so we shattered. Put all of them on. Then later on, go up to go sleep. I lie down in these new bed sheets all tight, lying back like that. All of a sudden, the bottom one pops off because it's on that tight and goes over my head in the corner. It goes, where's that tight? Flicks over my head and it whacked and then just pushed under. And I thought I was getting strangled. And I started shouting. I was like, what's happening? Pitch black. You imagine the bottom of the bed sheet, seriously, because you pull the corner right down, don't you? So you pull the corner over tight. And I pulled it over that tight that it's just flicked like a slingshot straight over my head. And you imagine a quilt's come over your head without it got me. I thought aliens was taking over. So that was one that always makes my partner laugh. She because I said to her about that question and she was saying, laughing her head off when I told her. I goes, you remember when this happened? And she was like, yeah, I do remember when that happened. But there's the other funny one that I want to chuck in is when I was washing my dog in the bath. So you're sitting in the bath like that. So I sat on the bath side on and so the bath's going landscape and I'm washing all my dog and my dog looks at me and I think, oh no, jumps up because it's a big dog, big massive like poodle, jumps on my chest. I smashed my head back out the bath on the radiator, legs go up in the air, dog's on me, fell out of the bath and smashed my head on the radiator. So the dog had completely done me over. But there's another one. Let's I am a bit of a police academy. These things do happen to me, to be fair, but it's all part of life. What we got in the comments?
I've just shown pauses and I've just shown Emma's go back and have a look at it, just because we've got a few seconds.
Yeah.
But please read this.
Do you want me to read this or do you want to read it?
Your signal's going a little bit, so I'll read it. Saw me mate fall out of a tree when we were kids, and he split his ball sack.
Oh.
Never laughed much in my life, especially when. Yeah. Oh my. I do know someone that has slid down one of those railings. Do you know the railing things that you get at the side of the steps? Slid down and done his ball sack on one of them.
Can we stop this?
Yeah. Let's not mention them. But yeah, they're probably funny when you look back. But I do know some of them. There's been so many police academies in my life. Yeah. Any more, Paul?
On the crossbar.
That's all of them, isn't it, I think? Right. It is. We are on.
We're still here.
Okay.
I tried to administer first aid one day and I passed my first aid test. And we are gonna have to end this. We will carry on. We only get half an hour. We're on 31. We can say the introduction took 1 minute. So it is happy half hour. Every Tuesday, 9 o'clock. We'll be back. Russ will come on sometimes. I've really enjoyed having him on. Russ, cheers for coming on. His link's at the bottom. We've only got half an hour. We can't go over. We do love it. This is fun in half an hour, everybody. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Keep your comments coming in. If you read this after it's gone, keep your comments coming in. Like, put your comments underneath so we can read them after the show, because we're really interested in reading some of your comments on your funny stories at the end. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll be dropping the banner now. Have a boss one, everyone.
Thank you.